Right, so welcome guys. I'm down on Monk's Pit for the first time, really excited, buzzing to be here. I've already done the first night. I spent a lot of time yesterday having a walk around the lake, talking to Spud Sims as well, who's also fishing here. I've decided on fishing the plateau. I will do a view around the lake and that for you so you can have a look for yourself. But that's mostly just because of word of mouth, friends that fish here, and have said that the fish hold up in the back of these reeds here. So what I'm doing is I'm just about to put a big solid bag out. I'm not going into the weeds, but I am clipping the edges of the reeds when I'm putting this in. I'm not putting any free bait in. I'm just going to put this out there and rely on this as being my feed source. My right hand rod, pretty similar, except that's got a snowman on it. The solid bag's actually got a bottom bait with an Evolution maggots on top. Yeah, like I said, the right hand rod, snowman presentation, but I'm just using a little mesh stick there. There is quite a big cut out there in the reeds, so there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to clip on the way down or get caught or hinder the presentation. So I've just literally lowered that one in. It's only a rod length out. I have got a middle rod out. I'm just plopping it about with a zig on, different depths, just trying something. I haven't seen anything show since I've been here. Spud has had a fish this morning. He's had an 18-pound common, so they are still in the back of them reeds. So I'm going to keep trying. I'll keep you posted and let you know how the session progresses. I'm here for another 2 nights, so with any luck I should have something for my efforts. Wish me luck, guys. Well, we're coming up to about 11 o'clock now. I've still not seen nothing, no signs, no whiners. I'm sure the fish are going to come down here though at some point. Spud's been up the tree and he's seen a couple in the back of the reeds where he is. But yeah, I'm still buzzing to be here. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time now. I've spent hours and hours talking to friends about joining Monk's Pit and guys that are fishing here, talking to them, looking at the pictures of the fish. There's some real stunning characters in here. I'm not even going to be able to scratch the surface with the time I've got, but as it stands at the minute, I can get a 48 hours in every month, maybe a couple of 24s. So you just got to be here and have a chance. I mean, from the conversations I've had with a good friend Simon Harbottle, he's put me on to quite a few, known spots, areas, what pegs to go on, what times of year. And I think the main thing for me is the change in what I'm doing. Not so much with the rigs. I'm pretty confident in the rigs that I use. It's more to do with because of how deep the lake is and how weedy it's going to get. I've actually put braid on my reels. I've gone with the JRC Gold. It's a fast sinking braid, and I'm liking it. I hadn't chose it just because that's what stood out as the best or anything like that. It's been purely down to budget. I looked at the Fox Gravitron. That's pretty good value for money. But the Fox Gold retails at around about 30 to 35 quid per spool, depending on where you get it from, for 300 meters. And I dropped on and managed to get 3 spools for 33 quid posted, so hence the reason for that. And other than that, I think the main step up has been the leads. Most of my fishing's done with 2 and 3 ounce leads, and I've actually stepped up to 4 ounce leads now. I've actually got myself a new lead supplier. I've been here, there and everywhere buying them from different small firms, people that make them at home and things like that, and I've had a few bad batches, and I'm now currently using leads from Buzz Tackle, and I have to say I'm quite impressed with them. Even the swivels as well, really good. The coatings are really good. He does them in textures and smooth finish. So yeah, I'm quite pleased about that. I mean, when you're talking 60 pence a lead, and you want to be dropping that lead on every take, you don't mind it, not at 60p a lead. So yeah, I would recommend them. It's not often I will recommend something, but like I say, them 60 pence a lead, I'm really impressed. So yeah, other than that, lead clips, I'm using the ESP lead clips so I can put the pin in. I just want to make sure that lead comes off should it be dragged into the weed, or if I'm zig fishing, the fish has only got to shake its head and it's dropping off. So yeah, that's just a little insight to what I'm actually doing, the changes I've made to come and fish here. But like I say, time will tell. It's going to be a learning curve for me. Like I've said before, I'll say it again, I'm no expert. Just your average angler. I'm hoping to learn a lot from this lake. I mean, fished erics, I learned a lot fishing erics. Personally, I do think, that lake is going to be easier than this lake. I don't mean for the amount of bites and things like that, I mean purely down to actually finding your spots and presenting your rigs and your bait. So yeah, I don't really plan on fishing anywhere else this year. I've got a social coming up on Baden Hall, but other than that, I'm going to be purely concentrating on fishing here. So anyway, I'm not going to dribble on and bore you to death. As time goes on, I'll probably show you a few bits and bobs what I am actually using. But I just don't like boring people to death. Once somebody's seen it, they've seen it all, in my opinion. So anyway, I'm gonna put the kettle on, see what I can see. I'm gonna climb the tree again and see if I can see anything. I've got another 48 hours to go. I should be able to do something with that time. I'll keep you posted. Right, so I dropped into the chat room after Spud ended up having 5 fish. Unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. I blanked for that 72-hour session. I did 2 nights in the plateau and then the last night in the chat room. Unfortunately, when I got in there, the weather really changed. I mean, it was absolutely hacking in, raining. I mean, it's not an excuse. Like, I believe that I might have had chances if I'd approached it differently. But this time, I'm down for another night. I'm in between work, so it's just a night, unfortunately. I'm in the swamp. Basically, I've gone in with a different baiting approach. I've got mini boilies, I've got hemp and sweet corn. I don't intend on putting much in, but I just believe that the fish are looking for them smaller baits or fish singles. I think my baiting approach was all wrong last time. I come with 16mm nuts. You know, I think it sort of hindered my chances. In the end, I ended up using like bits of chops, even as the hook bait. I have put a couple of zigs out. Like I say, it's getting on for around about 6, half 6 now. I have seen a fish show. It was a little bit out my range, but it's a good sign. I know that this peg's had some form of late, so you know, fingers crossed. Hopefully, I can manage to wingle out my first fish. I'll keep you posted. I'll give you a bit of a view around the lake and that. I'll show you what I'm using. Hopefully I'm going to be successful. I'll catch you in a bit, guys. Well, I've stuck at it. I was really starting to question my sanity at times. I've been through all the zigs. I couldn't get anything. I tried different pop-ups on different spots. I mean, spots that people have told me about as well. But last night I made a decision. I thought, stuff it, I'm going to put some bait in. I'm going to fish, go back to how I normally fish, the hinge stiff rig. And it's paid off this morning. It's 8:30 now, and I've just landed this beautiful 30 pound 12 it's gone. Oh, I'm so happy. Honestly, I'm still shaking with adrenaline just because it means so much, because that's like 4 blank nights to catch this fish. It means so much when, you know, when you've gone all out on a method and, you know, just tried to catch the fish. Oh, I can't even get my words out. I'm lost for words. So I can get him up. It's a bit lively. There he is, look. Still got a couple of leeches on him, but I'm cleaning them off now. treated his lip where the hook hold was. There ain't no damage like, but still treated it anyway regardless. Let's quickly show you the other side. This one actually fell to a force pop-up, this, over krill pellet, hemp and sweet corn. And there's the other side, look. Thank you, baby. Mwah! Made me very happy indeed. I can go home now smiling. Right, so the session's coming to an end now. It's been a real learning curve for me the past 4 nights I've done. Obviously I started off in the plateau, did 48 hours there. Believe that, you know, the fish just didn't show up, and not only that, the baiting approach. Then I ended up in the chat room for a night. Once again I was fishing on the back end of somebody that really had an awesome session there. He had 5 fish in total from there. I dropped in, couldn't even buy a bite, so you know, I went away, I worked out little bits of changes I need to do, come prepared this time, brought a lot more bait with me, just so didn't matter what swim I pitched up in, I had something to go on. Like I say, the first night in here was really frustrating. I went all out on zigs. I tried like pop-ups, didn't really put any bait in because, you know, talking to a lot of other anglers, and that just wasn't the way it was going, so that's what I did. I had a lot of fish showing, it was really frustrating, and I'm thinking to myself, why aren't I getting bites? You know, I must be doing something wrong. So like I say, I decided to stop another night, and it all come good. I stoved in around about between 10 and 15 mini spawns of krill, hemp and sweet corn, and just fished a force pop-up over the top, and that's what's done me the bite. So yeah, it's been a real learning curve. Obviously even blanking time's good on here because you're still learning. You know, you're that step closer to your next fish. So until next time, keep watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tight Lines. So welcome everyone. You join me in session. I'm back down on Monk's Pit. Since that last fish, I've been down 3 times since I had that fish. Unfortunately, I've been having a run of bad luck. On the last 2 occasions I've lost fish. I dropped back down into the swamp. I had a 24-hour session there, and I actually had one on a wicked white pop-up over Asbo. Unfortunately, the fish got off in the reeds, so I was a bit gutted about that. Then I did a 48-hour session in the double point. I actually lost a fish on a zig there. Can't explain why I lost that fish neither. It was like a clean cut in the line. I was fishing a 10-foot zig, and it just about a foot off the end got took off, and it looked like a clean cut. The only thing I can put it down to is the amount of zebra mussels that there is in here. The kelp's started to come up now, so you know, it's going to get harder and harder. I'm going to expect to lose quite a lot of fish. It's just the nature of this water. Like I say, with stepping my gear up with the braid, you know, it all helps, but at the end of the day, if you've got a chance of jumping in a boat, you know, and you can be straight above that fish, you've got a much better chance of landing it. Anyway, I'm in the chat room. Today I'm putting out Wicked Whites and Asbo again. What I've done is I've actually glugged these in the Asbo food dip. Really good. I've not gone mad, I've just put a good bit in there. That's why I put it in one of these bags and give it a good old rub round. That's what's gone out. I've put 3 or 4 mini spawns out over each spot. Also I've got some 16mm baits as well as the 10mm baits glugging in there for my snowman rigs. I'm not fishing snowmans at the minute. I found over the past few sessions that they prefer the pop-up only just off the deck. I mean, I've only found that out by fishing the swamp. It was the hinge stiff rig that was shorter than the rest that went. And then the session after that I dropped onto the little point. I only did a night. I basically had to split it up due to family circumstances. I had to split my 48-hour session up into 2. So I dropped into the little point for a night. I quite like that peg as well. There's some nice spots there. I found a nice gravel spot there at 16 wraps. So, you know, I definitely want to get back in that swim at some point. But yeah, like I said, it was this one that went, and like I say, it's just about an inch. And normally I fish at quite a long hinge. I'm fishing about a 2-inch. So what I've done basically is I've redone my rigs, and then I've now actually crimped these, so they're literally just sitting up. So they are literally all about an inch, give or take. That's what I've got out on one rod. I've got a multi-rig on the other, again popped up about the same. And then on the other I've got my version of a combi rig on there. So yeah, all's looking well. First time using the Ashima hooks as well. Using the C410s, quite liking them. I'm yet to try quite a few of their range. It's like anything, when you start playing about with new things and that, you find what you like, what you don't like, what works best. But I think I'm going to be pretty limited to what I can use on this water. Like I say, you've got to use the strongest of everything you've got, really. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to my session. I've got tonight, but I'm possibly going to stop another night and pack up early in the morning. I'm on afters, so it's Sunday now, it's bank holiday Monday tomorrow. At the minute it's quite overcast and it keeps drizzling and that. The fish aren't here in numbers yet, but it's due to pick up tomorrow. So it depending on the weather, whether or not I do another night. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna crack on, make some tea, keep looking, climbing the tree and having a look at the spots, see if anything's visiting the area. Well, I've just taken the second fish this morning. It's not a monster, it's just gone £16.7, but I tell you what, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's a proper little scaly. Taken on a wicked white over the Asbo. Check that out for beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a bit of a saw on this side, I'm going to treat that. Absolutely beautiful. The other fish was a common ad this morning. I didn't actually do the video footage of that. It only looked single figures, I didn't even weigh it. Find my Medicare and treat it. Nice one, let's get it back. There we go, look, third fish of the morning. Again, not massive, but they're all welcome, you know. This one's just gone £16.10. Again on the wicked white pop-up over the Asbo. On a multi-rig. Still a bit lively. There he is, look. Spot on. The future of Monk's Pit. Some right nice looking fish in here. I'm slipping back. There we go, fish number 4 this morning. It's getting on for around about 11 o'clock now. As you can see, the sun's shining. This one's just gone £17.3. Nice chunky little mirror. Spot on. Again, the same presentation. The multi-rig with a wicked white pop-up on. Just fishing them over little 10mm boilies, both the Asbo and wicked whites. Pucker. I'll just show the other side quickly. Tell you what though, it gave a good account of itself, this did. And I was quite lucky to land it. go. Lovely. Just getting back. Look, just a little morning wake-up call. £12.8 this one's just gone. I mean, it's been raining all night, so I'm quite surprised that it's rattled off this morning, given that I'm in the shallow end of the lake. Normally when it's a low pressure and it don't really fish that well this end of the lake, so I was quite surprised with this one. There we go, I'm just getting back. Morning everyone. Right, so it's my last morning now. I've literally got a couple of hours left. I've got to be packed up by 9 o'clock. It's looking quite promising for a bite actually. I've seen quite a few fish moving in and out the reeds. A few in open water as well. So yeah, I've had the odd liner. It's looking really good for another bite or two before I leave. Everything kicked off yesterday morning around about 7 o'clock. That's when I got the first fish, and then it just went well, a bit mad for the next couple of hours. I mean, 4 fish I had in a couple of hours, and then I've had that one this morning. So yeah, it's been a really good session. I mean, this area of the lake is renowned for, you know, fishing better than other parts of the lake, especially in the spring. That's just due to the reed line and that the fish just getting them reeds, especially when it's a nice warm day, the fish just getting the reeds and hold up there. So yeah, although, you know, I'm picking off a lot of the smaller fish, it is renowned for picking off the smaller fish up here. It's been alright, I've enjoyed it. I mean, it puts confidence in the rigs that you're using and the baiting approach that you take. So, you know, if you're catching fish here, you're going to catch fish anywhere, the way I see it. I mean, the approach I'm using is not that much different. I have put a little bit of hemp and corn in, and I've just basically stuck with the mini boilies. 12mm wicked whites, pop-ups over the top. And when I say the mini boilies, they are literally 10mm, and I've put both Asbo and wicked whites in there, and I've plugged them in the food dip. But yeah, it's been nice fishing it like this. I mean, it's not often that I fish somewhere where you've got a fish really locked up and it's snaggy, and as soon as you get the bite you've got to be on the rod and really putting the pressure on. So yeah. I'll tell you one thing now, I'm really enjoying my time on this lake. you really don't know what's gonna be on your hook next. I mean, it's quite impressive the number of 30s that's in here, but you know, the next fish you hook could be a 50-pounder. There's 150 in here. I don't know how many how many 40s there is this year, but there is still quite a few to go at. It's already done 3 40s this last 2 weeks. It's done a 41, a fish called Mojo. What was the other one? I know that the gill cluster's been out at 45 pound. There is another one being out. Oh, quarter limb, that's what it was. I can't remember the exact weight of that one though. And like I say, 30s, there's been quite a lot of 30s out. You know, and there's some really good anglers on here. You know, with the weed that's in here and the pressure it gets, it's still like a circuit water, although it's a syndicate. I mean, there's a 48-hour rule here, so you have to be off, you know, within 48 hours, so it makes it quite a busy lake. There's always people coming and going. I mean, the swim that I'm in now, I timed it right. I got here and somebody, you know, had just packed up, and you know, I timed it right, but normally somebody else has already reserved it. That's the way it goes. It is literally the hot swim in here. I can just see a fish in the back of the reeds over one of my spots now. Well, I say over one of my spots, it's just behind them in the reeds, but I am literally fishing right tight into the reeds. The fish I had this morning as well was on the left-hand rod. That's the first fish I've had off that spot. All of the fish have been off the right-hand rod. So maybe, just maybe, they've started getting their heads down on that patch of bait. Yeah, it's certainly a lot different to Eric's where I was fishing last year. Don't get me wrong, I do love Eric's willows, but although this is a busy lake, it doesn't feel nowhere near as busy as Eric's willows, not at all. I think there as well, with it being a day ticket, there's no like etiquette, so to speak. You know, in some situations you're fishing, you know, you can only fish as good as the person next to you, and I think that happens a lot. You get a lot of new members up there that come and they absolutely stove the bait in, and it's just not the way to go on there. I mean, it's such a busy lake that, you know, you're always fishing over somebody else's bait, and that's the way it goes. Whereas here, you know, everybody that's on here, they're all willing to talk to you, they're helpful. If somebody's catching on something, you know, it's shared, and I think that's great. I've not really experienced that before from a lake. I mean, I've had a lot of stories off of friends, and one friend in particular, Simon, he's been on here for the past 5 years and he absolutely loves it, and you can tell he loves it as well. It's in his blood, and I'm beginning to feel the same way. It really is. I mean, I eat and sleep this place. I wake up and I'm thinking about it, and when I'm not here, I'm planning when I can get back here, and I'm dreaming about catching some of the fish in here. It really has got me. It really has. I just can't wait for the fish to move out of them reeds though, and after they've spawned and the sun's up, and I know the kelp's going to be a bit of a headbanger, but I'm actually looking forward to it. I didn't join this lake, you know, just because of the fish stock. I joined it because I wanted to better myself as an angler. I mean, I'll say it again, I'm no expert at all. In fact, you know, I've only probably been carp fishing for the past 3 to 4 years now. And I've had my ups and downs. I do more blanking than I do catching, to be honest. So yeah, that was the reason for joining here. I just want to, you know, experience something different. Different situations, baiting situations, rig presentation. I mean, I'm using rigs on this session that I've not really touched on before. The multi-rig, for example, it's not a rig that I've used much of, and when I have used it in the past, I haven't had confidence in it. Fishing here now has just knocked that on the head totally. You know, I've got 100% confidence in it now, and I believe it's a very good rig. I mean, at the minute I've actually got 2 multi-rigs out and a hinge stiff rig, and it's both multi-rigs that have gone, not the hinge stiff. I mean, I don't know if it's down to the spot or whatever, but you know, you can only go on by what you know or what you're doing. So anyway, I'm gonna finish my cup of tea, keep watching the water, and fingers crossed we can at least bag a 20 before I get on. I'm being quite unlucky, to be honest, to be picking off all the doubles, because you normally get the odd 20s thrown in. I mean, it's done 30s this swim. I know like 3 or 4 that's been out over the past month or so, you know. Anyway, catch you in a bit. Well, I'm just packing up now. Another bite hasn't materialised. I think the weather's took a turn for the worse, but I'm still pleased. I finished with 5 fish on this session, you know, and over the coming sessions it's been a journey. You know, not every session's gone to plan, but yeah, it's a nice water. I'm learning, which is all I wanted, and it's nice to still be getting a few bites. So until next time, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you again.